took the clamp off, and it's holding, and I can see where I did a bass last year, and then halfway through I was like, man, I shouldn't have bolted, and it was a bolt on. I could have unbolted it. It's like I shouldn't have bolted it. I should have just did them separately and painted them. So this year I was like, okay, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do them separately and blah, blah, blah. See how nice the neck is pretty shiny. There's a little bit of roughness right here, but let's be, like, here is super high for me. I don't know what I'm doing when I play guitar. Let's put that out there. Let's make sure. I'm not a professional guitarist. I'm not a trained guitarist. I never took a guitar lesson in my life. I just went on to YouTube, and I literally, the first video that was like, I think I can do this, was Marty Friedman, like one of the biggest guitarists, Megadeth guitar, blah, blah, blah. If you know, you know. So I was like, he broke it down super simple, and I was like, I think I can do this. And 17 years later, here we are. I'm a bad guitar. I used to be really, really terrible. Now I'm just bad at playing guitar, I think. I'll give myself that. Anyway, just so we're not under any illusion that, but you see this? This is the part that started coming off. So I just taped it. I just sprayed it, and I put the cover on. And I was like, you know what? Nobody's ever gonna see it. Let me make sure the front is okay. Look how much it shines. So anyway, I forgot where I was going with this. This is glued together. It's been just over 25 hours right now. 25 hours, it's stuck together. So the glue held. The paint job leaves much to be desired, but what'd you expect? Now I gotta add all this hardware together. So this is a hardtail, because it's as SG, that's the way they usually are. But you can get a Bigsby on some of them. You could put anything you want, really, if you wanted to. If you want to round out this and put a Floyd or something, I don't know why you would, but you have that option. Plug in to my computer, tone and volume, 4 of them, 2 and 2, and a switch to switch between. I think it's a 3-way switch, so 1, 2, 3, if that makes any sense. So let's go ahead and put all this stuff together. Like I said, I just want to make noise with this thing. I think we'll be okay. Wiring it, it's all color coded, and I have a book that says this is how you do it, and if you don't do it this way, it won't work. It's binary in this case now. So I have my bag of crap here. I gotta I'll put it all together, but yeah. Hardtail, the bridge pickup, the neck pickup. It's got a pick guard. I wouldn't mind getting a bigger pick guard, but we'll think about that later. The one thing I did do, I think I already talked about it, the locking tuners. I don't like the volume knobs, seem kind of but that can be changed anytime you want, so I'm not worried about that yet. And the switch is okay. I don't know. I figure this part, like putting all of the hardware together, it's all color coded even, so they make this part super simple. So this is just a matter of running the wires through and everything. So let's go ahead and let's get into that. Color coded, which I like. See these knobs? I'm not big on these knobs. I definitely will put them on for now, and they're all friction fit too. So the other ones are friction fit, but they just have a screw on it. These do not, so it's just like pop and pop off, I believe. So these are pickups, and of course they have magnets in them, because that's how pickups work. It's a magnet surrounded by a coil of wire. So everything is just this plug, ostensibly. It's a friction fit plug. You just plug into each other, and that's it. So yellow, let's point this down here. Oops. Don't scratch the monitor. Okay. I don't have a fancy YouTube studio or anything like that. It's just me. The way these pickups go is you want this part closer to the, like this is the bridge, or the neck pickup, I'm sorry. That's my email, not yours, don't worry. Now what I'd like to do is upgrade these pickups, but that's a bigger job. So eventually, definitely not today, I gotta feed this wire through, and I hope I didn't put too much paint through it. That, make sure it can go. Okay, it feeds through. It's just a matter of, it's me again, don't worry. Nobody's watching this far, but I am having to monitor my email for work right now, so don't tell anyone. I'm trying to think, do I have something long enough to stick through that I can just fish it? That's flexible also. Do I have a piece of, I don't have anything in front of me. So I should have taped over these holes, but I figured it's not. Oh, there it goes. Whew. So again, I should have taped over the holes. Okay, we're here, but it worked. My paint job, of course, leaves much to be desired, but these have pickup risers on them, so that's what this the black, this piece right here is a pickup riser, and this just comes off if you don't want them. They're set so they can sit as flush as possible because they have springs. I don't know why I didn't think of the word springs quick enough. Anyway, okay. I have a wiring diagram, and now I can reattach this. Actually, I should wait, huh? I have to take both of these apart because they both need to feed through again. So this is all the harness for, this is where I plug it in. This is where I plug it into my computer in my case. I usually do stuff on my computer. I do have a little practice amp, and I have that big amp. I almost never use them anymore. It's just easier to plug. And plus I'm recording, so I just plug straight into my computer. If you've watched anything on this channel, you've seen that I've tried to make music a lot. Whether or not it's good, that's another debate. Where are the holes down there, it says? Terrific. I don't see it. Okay. Oh, there it is. Wow, I put too much paint. This is a thing I use. This is supposed to be better than using a Q-tip, because this doesn't push the earwax out. It gets collected into this little thing. I use it to clean my ears now. All right, there's plenty of room. I'm gonna take the yellow wire, shove it through the hole. It should go with only a little bit of resistance, I hope. There we go, I can feel it, it's through. There's one, and again, the screws go further back. You can wire them however you want, but if you want, and like, that'll make a different tone, because that little bit of space does change the tone. I don't know if, like, I can kind of notice it, but like professionals, like real guitarists, real people that have been trained and know how to do everything properly, which, ooh, after these last few days of working, I'm like, dude, am I properly trained at all? will notice the difference between tone of, you know, this much and this much. Just that little space can change your tone. And famously, I think Kirk Hammett's guitar, Greenie, is wired backwards. And that's part of the appeal of the guitar, because it is, it does have that slight difference. Oh, it's right there. Come on. Don't make this be the hardest part. I spent so much time trying to make this work, trying to get everything together, and when all of it stops being fun, that's the point where I'm like, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. And this you'd think would be a lot of fun, but it is a lot of work. Painting was way, way, way more work than I hoped it would be. I knew last year I had way more problems than I thought I was going to have. There we go. This is what a guitar with pickups looks like. They're set. That is hopefully will be the hardest part of wiring it, because these just need to be, see, the strings will sit like that, and then it's interesting because how they're a little bit angled. I don't know how well you could tell on camera, but like this one goes down a little bit here, and then this one goes down also, but not as much. And then we have our wires here. So I know when I put the guitar together, the bass together, it took me like an hour to put all of these screws together and everything. But yeah, what screws do you need? These longer ones, which it doesn't say. The nice thing, have you ever put together IKEA stuff? I have my fair share of IKEA things together. So, oh, it does mention it. So this is screw number 5, because I was like, it does not mention it. You see these green lines here, and then it associates it with, I was like, what does that mean, number 5? I don't know. I was like, well, I'll figure out what it means eventually, I guess, and there it goes. So these screws. Putting together stuff from IKEA is something that I've done 20, 30 times. I've only failed a couple of times of doing it. Once was just because I forget how, but I still have that thing, and it does not hold together that well. Let's see if this guitar holds together better. But every other thing I've had success with putting it together, because for the most part IKEA stuff is pretty straightforward. So now, yes, I'm equating putting this guitar together to putting together something from IKEA. I prefer putting the guitar together over something from IKEA, but my wife and I have gone to shop at IKEA before, and we're still together, so that's a sentiment to our relationship. She's a wonderful woman, so I don't have to, it's not that big of a leap. Now if I can get the rest of these, oh, there you go, there, just rip a hole through it. This is all our best friend in these end times of single-use plastics. We all know and love them. Everybody loves a single-use plastic. I'm surprised the screw holes are just that good. The funny thing is the diagram shows a different type of pickup. It shows a humbucker with 2, whereas this is more of a humbucker like I'm used to with like the Headfield guitar. So that's how I have an idea of where the, what orientation these are supposed to be in, or at least the orientation that I'm used to seeing. Whether or not that's correct for these pickups, we shall see. I wasn't too worried, because like right here when I was painting, the just doesn't look that good. But I was like, there's a pick guard. And the pick guard will sit like that. And I was like, do I want to get a different pick guard? Do I want to get a pick guard that's a different color? And there's pick guards that go all the way around, but I realized there's a piece that's right here, and that's where the neck is, and I cannot move this neck. So maybe I can paint this. But then I kind of like the black, because the black goes with that. I mean, if we're already, I still have a whole can of paint that I ended up not using, because there's 2 times where I thought 1 more can is all I needed, and I ended up needing 2. So when I thought, okay, I'm gonna need like a can and a half, I bought 3. And then I ended up I have a can and a quarter left. I have 1 can that has like probably like 4 or 5 sprays in it, and then I have a can that's full, and I have a can that has probably, I've used about half. So I have 3 cans, but only one of them is all the way full, and then the other is about half. And I painted with a spray can because I saw a guy do it, and I thought, oh, maybe that'll be easier. And it ended up not being. I was like, painting by hand with a little brush was probably easier in hindsight. But the paint I wanted didn't. The paint color, which I really like on this, even though it didn't set right for me. But that's user error. That's not the paint error. The paint actually looks fine. So I think this is... Oof. People always tell you, you only learn from your mistake. You only learn when you make a mistake. That's how you learn. Blah, blah, blah. And then when you start making mistakes, everybody's like, why'd you make that mistake? And it's like, well, I was trying to learn, and I made a mistake. You know, it is what it is. If I can just get this part done, I think I'll be in good shape. This is the only part I was like kind of like about, because I didn't know how I was going to wire everything and whether or not I'll have. This is actually going to be harder now that I think of it. The posts for the strings. So there you go. Now I got a guitar with pickups. My hands will be approximately here. I mean, if you've ever listened to any of my guitar playing, this is about the best thing you could hear right now is nothing. Anyway. So we're done with page 3. Screw all your stuff in. Now I'll need 3 and 8. Okay. And of course they're color coded. So okay, so this is a little more, it's not complicated, but it's color coded, so you just have to follow your diagram really well. So this is the diagram. If you want to pause and want to look at it. So we're on the back again. The back part of the back looks nice, and then this middle part just kind of like went. And then there's a part on the neck that didn't get painted properly. Now, part of me thinks I can spray something onto a piece of cardboard and then paint it in. Maybe, I don't know. I did take a Great Fear sticker. Did I talk about that already? Great Fear sticker, and I put it on the back. Doesn't matter. Nobody's ever going to see that. Nobody's ever going to watch this video and go, hey, where's the Great Fear sticker? Are they not labeled? So I don't know which is which. This is 500K, and this A500, B500K, A500K. It would be nice if there were like these more instructions. So we can start with, this is the plug. So the plug goes in the back, the plug is here. There we go. It chipped away a lot of that paint around the corner. Terrific. That's what I'm... I don't know how to tell these apart. So I'm going to keep two that are the 5, the A's and the B's together. It does not say which is which. So this is B. I'm going to put the B's in the back. And then it says it has a ground, but we'll get to that in a second. I understand why there's a ground. Okay. Ooh, gotta wash my jeans, that's good. They need to be washed anyway, but you know. There's a nut and a washer. These just need their screws. All of the paint chipped off. That's fun. I'm not shocked. Just kind of like was like, when I did the machine heads, the tuning pegs, or whatever you want to call them, I taped those off. I didn't tape them off. I stuffed painter's tape in them, so that way it would hold. It would not hold paint. And I didn't do it with this, but obviously I should have. It would have just helped with aesthetics if nothing else. But this has a big washer. Big washer that covers it over. So there we go. That should be bridge. That should be neck. That should be the middle. It's a 3-way switch. Bridge, both of them together, and the neck. in theory, if I wired it right, which that's basically the whole crux of this whole project, is me going with. Okay, so that goes down a little bit. I can plug these back in because it's just yellow, red. The wires are the same, but the connecting parts are color coded, which is terrific. There we go. So I need my, put it on the ground, of course. So I need 3 and 8. So 8 is this, and 3 is these. Okay, so let's do 8 first. Is this better than buying a regular guitar? Not really. I mean, I guess if you knew how to paint, it would be good. But I don't know. An Epiphone is a really nice guitar, and it's not that expensive. They start around $499, $500, depending. But you don't get to choose a color. You kind of like get whatever. It's usually like black and red. Red is like the very popular color. Black is, Xiaomi, of course, has a black. Okay, that's screwed in. So this is where I plug the guitar into my computer, and this is where I switch again. Just going over it to make sure. So 3, and 3 also has the truss rod cover. I don't know how I'm going to edit this. I may just be out of my mind and go, you know what? Here's all 35 minutes of me fumbling around. Right now it's 25 minutes. 24 and a half minutes. Here's just me fumbling around for however long this takes. I think that's what I did with the bass. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look at the timestamps on those videos. Or the time on the videos. Do I want to put the truss rod cover in? Maybe, but not right now. I probably will end up putting it, but I kind of like the openness of it. So many crumbs. Yeah, all of this chipped paint is fine because it'll hide underneath the washer. it's grabbing. There. On the one hand, I just want to tighten them and be done with it, but on the other hand, I'm like, are any of these in the right orientation? I did group them by letter. And to be honest with you, I rarely use the neck pickup. I will use it when I'm recording if I just want to do something. Because when you record, you want to have different guitars, and every guitar just sounds a little bit different, so the sound is really wide. And I try to make my stuff as loud and wide and angry sounding as possible. And the more guitars you add, and the more different guitar sounds you add you're playing the same thing, but they all sound a little bit different, it makes everything sound bigger. Or at least that's the hope for me. That's what I've learned on YouTube. Whether or not that's the right way to do it, I don't know. A lot of crumbs. A lot of crumbs on me, that's not a problem. There we go. I've got my knobs, got my switch set, got my plug. I think it's all working on the inside here. Whether or not it'll fully work, I'm not sure. That's what I did with the bass too. The bass is like, is this right? This shows something that I don't have. Because this is saying that there's connect the cables for match the colors of the plug. Please ignoring the color of the wire cable. Okay, for the record, that's what it says there. Nobody proofread that, or perhaps this is someone who translated it from another language. It says it has a ground cable, but I don't see it. So all of this is open on the back for now. What I might do, because there's a back cover for this, is cut out, make a little hole, and instead of screwing it, just have these little magnets and just pop it in there. So that way I can just take it off with a magnet instead of screwing it in every time. Okay, so I need my posts here. So everything is in two. So there's two types of posts. The ones with the big side are here. The ones with these screws on them, because that's where the tail sits, the hard tail. And then these can be adjusted for height, which is nice. So I'm going to screw them all the way down. And these holes don't go all the way through because this goes through the top. Or at least it's supposed to. Again, this paint, I should have stuffed these holes in with something. The holes are too thin, or too thick now. they're supposed to sit like that. I don't know how well you could see. So like they're gonna sit like that, but they sit inside of this, and this is a friction fit. So you just pop it in theory. That's not what you want to do to something that you spent 3 weeks painting, but here we are. Where did I just have? This also is the same, I found it. It's the same thing I do when I'm building IKEA furniture. Like, where did I put that thing? Where did it go? So do I need, it's close. We're already here, might as well make a bigger mess. Do they go all the way flush? I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah, they go flush with it. And this is where you need a mallet. So it does say, hey, you're going to need a mallet to do this. To be fair. Because you want to have... you need to pound it in there. Have a regular hammer? Do I have something that I can just, and if it breaks, it breaks? I guess this. I can feel it kind of going in, but there's so much paint. I should have taped that off too, but why would I start doing things the right way now? Ooh, that's not good. Here we go. I gotta sweep in here anyway, so it's not like, oh no, my pristine floors. It's like, I gotta sweep. That's why you don't do that. There's a weird icon on, oh, it's overheating. I'm gonna work with this for a while. My camera is starting to overheat. It's 35 minutes. I've never filmed something this long. Usually it's like 20 minutes or something, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shut down and hopefully I'll have these in a minute. If something weird comes up, I'll film that. So I'm putting the post now. It's very loud. So I'm gonna put the mic away from it so that way it won't be as loud and I don't have to edit the video as much. Although it's just like a little change you do on Final Cut Pro, but I still don't want to do that. So you'll hear it muted, but I think you know what a hammer hitting something sounds like. Last one. Every time I do something, I'm like, that's the hardest part I've done on this whole thing. So this slides in like that. Is all held with friction. So my strings end here and they go through here. So that's it. That's all of the main assembly. This will fall out. So this is the main assembly. We're done. Just got to put strings on it and see if it actually works. Ooh, that was a lot. Oops. You probably could hear me a little bit. Hopefully not too much, but that's it. The main assembly is done. Our posts are in for the strings, pickups, knobs, tone, and volume. 3-way switch, plug, and we'll see how it goes. Let's put the strings on in the next video because this is long enough.